Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday, and then I do these little videos throughout the week when I have time and I remember. Oh my God. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom shakalaka done. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company. They are international. They have over 40,000 therapists working for them. They are awesome. I've gotten great feedback from people using them. So thank you, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay, let's dive into some of the questions, shall we? Actually, a question. That's probably all I'm going to have time for today. My mother-in-law unfollowed me on social media, but keeps the rest of the family. Is that narcissistic behavior? Not in and of itself. So hold on. So let me pull up what constitutes, and this is a thing that I've noticed, is that people are calling each other narcissists without really understanding what narcissistic personality disorder is. Now, people can be selfish. People can be a-holes, absolutely. That does not make them a narcissist. So let's talk about what narcissism is, okay? And it has to be consistent behavior. And they have to have 5 of the 9. So have an unreasonably high sense of self-importance and require constant, excessive admiration. Feel that they deserve privileges and special treatment. So, for example, they're constantly, tell me I'm great, tell me I'm great, tell me I'm great, tell me I'm great. Or they're like, they make a reservation at a restaurant and show up an hour after the reservation and expect to get the best table in the house. That's something that narcissists do. Expect to be recognized as superior, even without achievements. So, for example, they'll, and this, I've seen so many examples of this. There was a scientific conference and a woman was presenting on something, and this guy walked up to her and was like, well, you don't know anything about it. You need to talk with this person. Well, she was that person. So, and because the guy didn't realize it was a female, he, was assuming that she didn't know what she was talking about. So narcissists are very misogynistic, sexist, racist, you name it. They just make judgments and they assume they know more than everybody else, right? So she thankfully put him in his place and was like, I am that person. And he shut up. So anyway, make achievements and talents seem bigger than they are. So they will claim to have degrees from universities that they did not go to, or they will claim to have, military service when they didn't. I've seen that as well. They will exaggerate their doings as opposed to being, humble and honest, So if their lips are moving, they're lying. That's kind of that. Hold on. Let me get back to this. Be preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or the perfect mate. They don't live in the here and now. They're always like, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? It needs to be better, best. Believe they are superior to others and can only spend time with or be understood by equally special people. They are very critical of and look down on people they feel are not important. So I cannot tell you the number of times a person will show me who they are, not even in my party, but I'll be at a restaurant. It was funny because this popped up in my memories the other day. So I was at a restaurant in Scottsdale, maybe it was Gilbert. Anyway, one of those two. And this 2 old women were just giving this waitress hell. I mean, she could, snapping their fingers at her and ordering her around, and then they left her no tip. So I left her a tip and to compensate, and I gave her a hug, and I was like, I'm so sorry. This is not you. This is them. They're the problem, not you, So they treat wait staff horribly because they think they can, because, I'm better than they are. They're my servant, and they do. They snap their fingers or they whistle at them like a dog. And I'm just like, having worked as a waitress, I'm kind of like, you don't want to treat your waiter that way. You really don't. I mean, not that I would ever do anything, but I have seen other waiters do things. So, they don't get paid enough to put up with your bull tinky. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they do treat wait staff horribly, or they treat the homeless horribly, or they, people that they think that they can yell at and bully, they will yell at and bully because they're cowards, and they don't do it with people they know they can't get away with it. So that's what I think is interesting. Be critical and look down on people they feel are not important. Well, you know what? Everyone's human, and like it or not, we're all related, so behave. Expect special favors and expect other people to do what they want without questioning them. So they demand absolute obedience, absolute acquiescence, absolute I said jump, you better ask how high. That's what they do. They expect special favors and expect other people to do what they want without questioning them. They take advantage of others to get what they want. So they are users like nobody's business. And they will lie, cheat, and steal to get what they want. Like I said, if their lips are moving, they're lying. They have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others. They don't want to recognize the needs and feelings of others because it means that they would have to take responsibility for their own actions. So they absolutely, somebody could be absolutely distraught in front of them and it would make them angry, which is an unnatural reaction. If somebody's absolutely distraught in front of me or John or anybody else that's even somewhat normal, you're like, oh my God, are you okay? What do you need? What's going on? But with a narcissist, they get mad because how dare you? How dare you have something that they don't? They don't get distraught like that. And if they do get distraught, it is for purely selfish reasons. Oh, my loss, my thing, me, I, more my genitals. That's really all they think about. So there is that. They're envious of others, and they believe that others are envious of them, behave in an arrogant way, brag a lot, or come across as conceited. Yes. Insist on having the best of everything, the best of the best of the best of the best. For instance, the best car, the best office, the best house, the best clothes, the best, great example is when I was going through my graduate program, I was working at, oh Lord, was it Robinson May? It's one of those department stores. And this mom came up with her kids and they were grumpy and tired and, had been shopping all day and, I dig it. And she turns to them and she says, if you don't behave, I'm going to make you go shop at Ross. And I'm just like, well, actually, technically, you probably should be because you get the same things there that you can get here and nobody knows. Although I'm the type of person that, like, if somebody's like, oh, I like your dress, I'm like, $5, Ross, it's like, so whatever. I don't care about brand names. If it fits, I'll wear it. Thank you. And if it's cheap, I'll wear it. So yeah, I don't see the point of spending $100,000 million on handbags or clothes or things like that. It's like, that's not important to me, So, but to a narcissist, things are important. Status. Look at my status. Look at how amazing I am. Look at how, a few years ago, some child of some movie star put out a TikTok or a Instagram or something. I can't remember. But she burnt one of those really expensive bags. And I'm just sitting here going, you could have donated that to a homeless shelter to give away, for charity auction. And you would have supplied shelter, food, and clothing for a woman that's leaving an abusive relationship. It just infuriated me. I mean, that kind of arrogance, that kind of, yeah, I've got enough money that I can literally burn it, it's just, whoa, wow. How about you do something good for the whole? Thank you. Anyway, don't get me started. But she couldn't see anything wrong with it. She was like justifying it. She was like, well, this was a statement. And I'm like, why don't you go donate that money to a shelter? Thank you. So, all right. Okay. People with narcissistic personality disorder have trouble handling anything they view as criticism. They can become impatient or angry when they don't receive special recognition or treatment, have major problems interacting with others and feel easily slighted, react with rage or contempt, or try to belittle other people to make themselves appear superior, have difficulty managing their emotions and behaviors, and this happens more as they get older, experience major problems dealing with stress and adapting to change, withdraw from or avoid certain situations in which they may fail 100%. If they're not guaranteed success, they won't even engage in it. Feel depressed or moody because they fall short of perfection or they're aging. That drives them into depression as well. Have secret feelings of insecurity, shame, humiliation, or fear of being exposed as a failure. So that is what narcissistic personality disorder is. So keeping the rest of the family and getting rid of you on social media, petty for sure. Is it narcissism? I don't know. Not without them in front of me. It came out of the blue after everything was fine between us. She's always acted strange towards me. It was like a punch to the gut. Like, what the heck? I'm so over this person. So here's the thing. When social media has been the best and the worst thing that has ever happened to society. You know, and it's good in that, honestly, I was able to connect with, friends that I had not seen and family I had not seen in years. And that's been awesome. And I love that. And I love that I, can talk to them, and that's great. But it's also enabled or given this sense of an anonymity so that nasty people say and do things. And I've noticed that it's spilling over into real life. So people say and do things that they usually would not do in real life, but now it's spilling over into real life. And when they get called out on it, they're shocked, like, you're calling me out on this? Yeah, because we're face to face, I've had several clients this week tell me stories about that. And I'm just like, wow. Yeah, social media has been really bad for manners, basically it's the trolls are all narcissists, because you would never, a kind, conscious person would never say some of the things that I've seen trolls say online. That's just not appropriate, inappropriate, not kind, not humane, not, So in dealing with trolls, the best thing to do is just ignore them, because they're there for the reaction. They want to poke the bear and they want to get the reaction. So it's very possible that this mother-in-law is looking for a reaction. So what you do is you just don't react. It's like, okay, so she's not friends with you on social media. Okay, that's fine. No big deal, and don't mention it. Don't question her. Don't ask. Don't, just don't feed the bear. That's really the best thing to do. So, okay. Yeah. So civil but distant is really what I say to people. And then the other thing I ask people is, if you were not related by marriage or otherwise to this person, would you have anything to do with them? If the answer is no, civil but distant, you take the high road. So here's the thing. We have to sleep with ourselves at night. Okay. Now, the trolls and the narcissists, they're going to say and do whatever they're going to say and do. They don't really have much of a conscience, so it's never bothers them, usually, what they say and do. However, we do have a moral compass. So you do what you can live with, and you don't want to start a war with anybody. Never get into a battle of the wits with somebody who's unarmed. Basically, narcissists are unarmed. So because it's not going to make a difference. They're not going to change. They're not going to get it. They're not going to have that V8 moment. Oh my God, I need to change. So really, you rise above, you do you, let her go. Just let her, don't even say anything. Just let it go. Here's the deal. It feels personal. She's looking for a fight. Let it go. Don't give it to her. Don't give it to her. Gray rock. So yeah, there that is. Okay. All right. So that's all the time I have for that. So Saturday, I will be in Raleigh, North Carolina. Looking forward to seeing you guys in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you want to get tickets, you can go to chrisgodinez.com and go to appearance and get your tickets there. So I've got other dates coming up for the East Coast. So there it is. All right, you guys go have a great day, and I will answer more questions later this week.